All right, y'all ain't no half step on Marcus J is live. We are in the building, ready for another outstanding live show, the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. We got a very, very, very special guest live in the den, ready to excite your ears. I'll just leave the tease right there. We got returning faves in the room. It's a whole host of folks up in here. You up in here chilling with us while we do the flagship show, Legacy Internet Radio. It's called Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. That's me. We live in the den right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying, then they must be half stepping. Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Is live from the den, Legacy Internet Radio. Be down with us tonight at 804-402-2893. Be down with the flagship show, heard live from the den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you to everybody who is in the building, rocking with us as we do the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you to the folks right now that are chilling with us on TuneIn, on Streamer, the folks that are checking out the replays on YouTube. Y'all rock with us. We will roll with you. So we're thanking everybody. At this time of the show, right in the beginning, I always like to make sure that we introduce the usual suspects, and we got a couple of them here with us tonight. You hear our sister join us on the third Monday of every single month. She is our big sis, S.Y. Butler. What's happening?
What's up? Can you hear me?
I got you, man.
Got me?
How you are doing today?
Hi. I'm good.
What it do?
Hakeem.
Facebook Live. She's right there. Not all that photogenic, but you know she's
You know
here.
what?
I mean,
Like
you
any other day,
can see
I don't
her.
like you today.
You know, I mean,
like any other day.
she's here. I mean,
So it's
you know,
okay.
I mean,
I
there's
got
other
some fun
folks that
for
could
y'all
be here,
tonight.
but it's happened to be her night.
I don't.
You know?
I don't like you.
And
Just
so, because it's her
keep it
night,
moving.
it's like
Next.
I have to acknowledge her presence and everything. You know, I'm not trying to make it weird or nothing, but you know,
And
I'm
I
just
was gonna say,
saying that
you
it's
know,
like
you look
know,
nice in your glasses, but since you want to be all freaky out loud,
I look nice in my glasses.
then nix you.
I might as well be nice in them because I can't see without them, but I could see me if I was looking in the mirror and stuff. With
That's
these,
really not you.
it's not me.
No,
It's a reflection.
it's a reflection of something.
It's me backwards.
Oh yeah, it's you backwards, all right.
Like
It's you mirror
it's like
imaged.
bizarro me. Whatnot. So what's up, big sis? You good?
I'm good. How about you?
Outstanding.
Good week. Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah, I ain't even tripping off that. It's a
What?
holiday. Holidays are whack to me. I don't want to talk about that. You have
Oh
special
my
guests
God.
here with
I
you.
do.
So who we got rocking with us?
I've got my big baby today. I got Kaz with me.
What it do, homie?
What's up?
So like
Rubbing.
I ain't seen you in the den in like forever, in like a long time, in like forever.
Yeah, it's been
And
like a year.
if I was like weirdo dude, I'd
like
be
a
in my
year.
feelings about that. But since I'm not weirdo dude, I'll just like say, where you been?
Really weirdo dude, but you know.
It's okay. Weirdo dude is all right.
Weirdo dude is okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I could be weirdo
You
dude.
can definitely be weirdo dude.
Where the hell you been, man?
And
Like
listen,
you
I
have
had
a
to be
choice.
gone for a little while, man. I had to be gone for a while, but I'm back. I'm gonna pop up on you. Popped up on mommy, so I'm here macking.
I ain't even expect
Yeah,
to
I
see
got
you.
attacked coming out my
I
car
And then
today.
I just look up and I
I wouldn't even
saw
let you drive to your spot.
twins. and I was like, what in the entire blue hell is going on right now?
Something when you said that, but I'm not.
Well,
Entire blue.
it's good to see you.
It's supposed to be red. It's good to see you too.
Word, glad to see you.
It's good to see you.
Of course, the inspiration for Legacy Internet Radio is in the building. Y'all remember him from the Green Room version 2.0 with Jay Grizzy and Lissa P. Last Laugh with Jay Grizzy, the man himself.
How many shows I did
Yeah.
at Legacy Internet Radio.
Yeah.
All the podcasts I pop off. What up?
What's up, Grizz?
Chillin', man. What's up, Facebook fam? What's up, Legacy Internet Radio family?
Hey, boo boo.
You good, man?
I'm fantabulous.
Fantabulous. Is that a real word?
If you do your hand like this, yeah.
Did you make it up, or did
No, I bit
you
it
read
off
it in,
of
like, the
somebody off
dictionary?
a Housewives show or something like that.
Oh, for real?
I think so.
Break your TV.
Was it like, funny
I think it's
when you heard it?
what's the joint that used to was Miss USA, Kenya?
Oh, good
she-
grief.
Can you more?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to stick her in the weirdo, we don't need to talk about her
Oh,
pile.
Kenya Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's special.
In the head.
Yeah,
Jerry
oh
Lewis
yeah,
special.
she's special.
Yeah, there's a short bus running around looking for her.
I'm great though, man. Glad to be here. It's wonderful always. Thank you for having me.
Word. So I'm excited. I think y'all going to be excited. The listeners of Ain't No Hashtag with Marcus J, live from the Dan and Legacy Internet Radio. If you want to rock with us, you're going to want to in this next segment. 804-402-2893. Our very, very special and featured guest of the night is a sister that's real dope. I had an opportunity to kick it with her here in the den a couple of weeks ago when she came here with her sisters from the FemCs Fire. But she's here tonight. It's her night. We are going to feature her. And so I am excited and honored to have this conversation with the Legacy Internet Radio listeners with our sister, Q-Star. Yeah.
Set it up and hit it.
Yo, what it do?
Hey, what's up, man? It feels great to be back.
Hey,
I
man.
appreciate y'all letting me back in here.
Yeah, man, we unlocked the door
Feel
and
the
you walked
love.
on in and you family, like I told you that night, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure, for sure.
And I look forward to it. It's your night. You're our honored guest tonight. And so we look forward to talking to you and having you share with us, why you dope. Like, because we know you dope.
Yeah.
Like, we know you dope. But the listeners may not necessarily know. So we about to find out. Or they about to find out. And so, Q-Star, what does that mean? Who is that? Who's that person?
Q-Stars. Yeah. Now, I got an alias, Q-Stars, and there's a battle with Quan McDuffie.
Okay.
Q-Stars is...
It's not on some, like, David Banner, Incredible Hulk type, or is it more like
Maybe.
Diana Prince and Wonder
It
Woman?
depends on the situation.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get it. Who? All right. So who's Q-Stars? We'll come to Quan McDuffie in a minute. Who's Q-Stars?
Q-Stars pretty much got her head together already.
Yeah?
And know pretty much the focus, and it's like more of the it's like the good and the bad.
Right.
I'm better than the good and the bad. Q-Stars is the good.
That's the good side. Okay.
Quan,
Hey, look, I'm not even sure where this is going right now. Like, you got me intrigued. You do know you got some splaining to do, right?
you know how everybody say that life is like a movie. Well, mine really is. So
Okay.
it's like you gotta actually go through my life with me to really know me.
Okay.
Because I could tell you all this and that, but you're not even gonna believe me.
Okay. All right. Well, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce Quan McDuffie, and we're going to start there.
Okay.
Because I got the sneaky suspicion that if we understand who Quan is, we'll learn who Q-Stars is.
Right.
Is that accurate?
Accurate.
All right. So let's start there. So let's start with Quan. So where's Quan from?
Born and raised till about 14 in Richmond, VA.
Born and raised.
From like 15 to 27. Killeen, Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. So born and raised here in the Cap, RVA, and then spent some time down in Killeen, Texas.
And I lived in Dallas for like a year. I done lived in Kansas for like a month. I'm a military brat, so.
Okay, so I was going to ask you what's that all about with regards to the movement, and so you was here in Richmond, and then at 14 you had to roll out.
Yeah.
So you spent 14 years here. Now see, I'm gonna ask you about that because my progeny is 14 right now, and she's my favorite person to like ever live, my daughter. And I know a little bit about what the 14-year-old mind is like. If I told her right now, we about to move to Texas or Kansas or even back to Jersey where I'm from, if I told her we was leaving, it would be a challenge. So what was it like for you when you got the news that you had to roll up out of here?
First, one thing that would never leave my mind when my mom told me the school I was going to. The school I was going to was named Shoemaker. So I'm like, first of all,
what?
Like, we finna go down there with these cowboys and make some shoes.
Yo, for real, that's the first thing that came to your mind?
That is, and I said it to her. You can ask if you ever get her. One day she'll tell you, and then she was like, "No, girl, that's the man's name." I guess it was president or somebody. I still don't know. I ain't really trying to look into none of that. I was just like, "All right, boom." But it got real interesting when I got down there because Virginia and Texas is way two totally different places.
Right.
So the lingos is different.
Right. How you spoke.
Yes. Just on an everyday basis.
Right.
You know, you say jank, junk.
Yeah,
they like,
jank.
what?
Yeah.
I don't know what the
language
jank
are
is.
you speaking?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm speaking English. What are you saying?
Right. Right.
And you know how now Virginia's just now getting to that already.
Right.
That been down there in Texas.
Right.
And they say it like after every sentence.
Jank?
No, already.
They say already.
Like they already is like, all right, already.
All
wrong. Already.
So they're already is our all right.
Yeah.
So we chilling, all right? We chilling already.
Already.
Yeah, that's
And it's, you know.
that's different.
Yeah, it's the lingo was completely different, so I had to actually
You had to learn.
You had
to learn a whole new speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll hear me speaking a little bit of Texas, a little bit of Virginia, because I'm mixed in between the two.
I can dig it. I get that a little bit. You know, I was 18 years old when I left Jersey City, New Jersey, and 25 years later, I'm still here in Richmond. And so, you know, I was born and raised in Jersey, but I became a man in Richmond, Virginia. So I have a little bit of an understanding of what it's like to have dual loyalties.
Yeah.
To two different cultures, really. You know what I mean? Like, because Virginia, New Jersey, and Virginia and Texas, I'm sure
Two
completely.
And it's like the history is like awesome in both states.
Right.
You know, you got the Alamo, and you know that's where John F. Kennedy died. So
Dallas,
you know they got the monument. Yeah, you know, so I'm learning a whole nother part of the textbook.
Yeah, well, the anniversary
like, you
of
know,
that
witnessing it. Besides, Texas don't know how it feels to walk on Jamestown ships.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Yeah.
They don't know how it feels really to be a part of Virginia. They really feel like Virginia's not even on the map.
Yeah, nah, it's
They
crazy
sleep on
because
Virginia
it's
down.
funny that you even say that because the anniversary of Kennedy's assassination is this Wednesday, November 22nd, 1963. So we right on time.
And it's about to be a celebration right there on that street.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the two of those places. I want to know about how we got to Q-Star. So I want to figure out who that is. And so you left Virginia at 14. You went to Texas, and Q Star is a star. That's an artist.
At the point in time when I left, actually, I was Lil QT.
Lil QT?
Yeah.
At 14?
Yeah.
So is that what you called yourself? Is that what people called
That's
you?
what I called myself.
That's what you called yourself?
I called myself Lil QT, and what actually changed my mind to think of another name is because there was bikes with that name on it, Lil QT, and I was like, nah, they not finna sue me.
So let me ask you
changed
this, right? And so, which state was? All right, where were you when you decided to pick up a pen the first time and put something on paper and say, I think I might be able to do some hip hop?
I was here in Richmond.
Before you left, before you left?
My inspiration, I say I started doing music about 6, 7-ish.
Okay.
My inspiration was between my aunt and just music, period. Because my aunt, she raps too.
Okay. Okay.
She ain't really try to really pursue it. But she was out here in the clubs, open mics and stuff. I don't know if you ever heard of her. Her name is Goldmouth.
Goldmouth.
Yeah, and she from the South.
Now, is she an aunt that's like a few years older than you, or
she's
like a lot older than you?
No, she's about like 7 years.
Okay, so she the young aunt. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
She the young,
like,
she like big sis, but she the aunt.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
That's what I'm getting at. And so you could kick it with her, almost like cousin / sister, even though biologically she's your aunt. Got you. All right. And so Texas, 14-year-old Lil QT moves to Texas. You in Texas, and the hip hop scene is completely different there. My guess is than what it is here, because you got Goldmouth here, and you got Mad Skills here.
No.
And
Let me back you up a little bit, because I'm gonna back myself up too, because I believe when I got to Texas, I was actually Q Starz, but when I left here, I was still Lil QT. When I went to Kentucky for a year, that's where I actually sing.
Wait a minute.
When I said when I said Kansas, I knew I
because you said Kansas,
state.
man.
I did.
And then you said
I did
Kentucky,
go to Kansas, but I left
Kentucky.
out Kentucky too. I knew it was another one, but I couldn't think of it at the time.
How many states
so
you
that's why I
lived
said
in?
let's back it up.
Before we
Look,
move on, how many states you lived
places
in?
I forget.
How many states? All right, so we got Virginia, Texas, Kansas, Kentucky. That's 4. You lived in any other state that we need to discuss? Q Star.
I mean, I was in Maryland.
Maryland. That's 5.
New York, Pennsylvania.
I mean, I've pretty much been around the board.
I'm talking about
to
like
my life now. Living.
That's
it.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm getting at.
But when I was in Kentucky, that's where I seen the bike. That's why I was like, let me back up. Because that's where I actually seen the bike that said Lil QT.
Okay.
And that's why I changed that's when I was like, okay, I got to think of something else. But I actually came back because my mom had to go to Iraq. Came back to Virginia.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why I said when I went back.
Her
When I
mom's
went
a
to
veteran,
Texas.
so thanking her for her service, by the way.
Yes.
She's a veteran. All right, so you backed me up, but we're in Texas.
I'm Q Starz now.
You're Q Starz now
Yeah.
in Texas. All right, so let's talk about when you got to the point where you was like, you know what, I'm dope, and I think I might want to do this. Now, you talked about how you was into the music here in Virginia before you left. But now you in Texas, you about 14, 15 now, and you understanding, I think I got this talent, I could do some stuff. Am I accurate? Am I good?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to pick up there, fill in the blanks.
So, it's always them freestyle circles that go on. And I was sitting there and I would listen before I would jump in.
Right.
And it used to irk me when I first got down there, because everybody would start off they freestyle like, man, hold up, what's the dang deal? I done hit the curve, swing and a swerve, pop the dang pill, man, I'm finna chill. So I'm like, if somebody else start taking freestyle like this, I'm gonna go crazy.
I bet you it all sound the same, didn't it?
I get to writing, and we sitting in the back of the bus and everybody's rapping and stuff. So I start throwing my stuff out there. Everybody like, oh, because I come with a different style than what everybody else is coming with. So from the first bar, I'm pretty much got everybody's attention, because I'm not saying, man, hold up, what's the dang deal?
Right. So they going, all right, what's this?
Yeah. And the flow is different because I have the east side. I'm fresh to Texas, so I'm the east side. So it's just like, okay, This not no Texas. When I was in Texas, I didn't even really like Texas music because that chopped and screwed. I want to sing along with the songs.
Right.
So stop repeating the same thing and let's get on with the song.
You sound like me. I'm the same way.
That's just how I was. So y'all repeating the same thing, and then it was sounding so basic. So I'm like, no. One thing I learned while I was still here in Virginia is to come with metaphors, come with bars. That's going to spice up your lyrics.
Right.
And I want to give, shouts to little Nikki because she's the one that actually put me on to that. When I was going with, she was tearing up the Freestyle Fridays in the cafeteria.
That's George Wythe High School.
Yeah.
George Wythe High School here in Richmond. Okay.
When I was a freshman, then she was a sophomore, and we had Freestyle Fridays like every Friday, and she was ripping everybody that touched that mic. Like, it's one bar I would never forget. She was like, I put that thing in your back like a wind-up toy. I was like, ah! But she's the one that pretty much gave my pointers because, like, my aunt, she rapped, so I was coming. But when she was like, you got to say, I got more trees than a Timberland boot. I'm like, okay. All right, metaphors, similes. Then as the years progressed, I loved how Wayne's metaphors was because he will go beyond.
That Lil Wayne?
The old Lil Wayne.
The old Lil Wayne.
The old Lil Wayne.
Yeah, when you said Wayne, I'll make sure
I ain't
the
gonna
listeners
say
know who
really
you talking
Hot
about.
Boys Wayne, but more like No Ceilings Wayne.
You talking about
like the middle Wayne.
Okay, you talking about the Carter Wayne?
Yeah.
The Carter Wayne.
When he can say something about the eyes, but he talking about your eyeballs, he's talking about something else. That you be like, okay, yeah, you can say it like this, and it do say this.
So you got to pay attention.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
You got to pay attention.
Yeah.
So as you are honing your craft, you're in Texas, you're honing your craft, you're learning to change up your freestyle because all them cats down there kind of sound the same. Mm-hmm. So you sharpening your sword basically at this point, and you are getting to the point where your confidence, I'm guessing, is growing. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Confidence started growing after I started going through all my obstacles down there. When, back the little when you go through the bad times, it takes you having to go through it. Because when the little amateur rappers, you going to rap about having all this money, all these cars,
and it ain't real.
You ain't really got it.
Ain't even real.
Right. And it's like, that's going to be like a one-hit wonder, keep it floating, and it's going to be forgot about.
Right.
People want to hear about the real stuff.
Right.
And if you can make the real stuff sound good,
that's all the better.
Right. So that's where I just got to, I'm going to start telling my life stories.
When you telling your life story, did you have any feeling about sharing certain things, or were you an open book on wax, or did you keep certain things personal, or did you just go with how you felt when it came time to put it on wax?
It depends on how I felt at the moment.
Okay.
Some things comes out. Like if I'm being my feelings, if I'm going through something and I can sit there and write about it, that song could be made in about 5 minutes.
Right.
If I'm just making something just random, it'll be a different approach with it. It's just my music, it really thrives off of my pain. When I'm in my feelings, that's when you're gonna get my real bangers.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting all my expression, all my emotion into it. Like,
right.
You're gonna really hear. I'm gonna be talking more than likely. It's gonna be about my life or
right.
what I'm going through at the time, whether my relationship, friendship, financial, whatever.
Well, those are usually the best music. That's usually the best music because the artist, whomever he or she happens to be, you always can feel when they're going through something because there's a level of emotion. I think most people are driven by the need to connect with other people, and the best way you do that is to convict yourself with emotion.
Yeah, and I look at it as pretty much what you say is a testimony.
Yeah.
Because what I'm going through, it might be able to help the next person to go through. They might think they the only one going through it, and I'm going through it too. Somebody they thought that was up here.
Right.
And me trying to talk you through it, you know how many people I can help.
Right.
You know,
And then when they hear it, they like, oh.
They're like, oh man.
That's dope.
And that really putting that out there on the plate really lets them know that I'm human too.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be out here trying to be perfect, like, oh, I'm never broke. Oh, I don't go through this. Oh, I don't go through that. Nah, everything's perfect for me. No.
Well, it creates a certain level of validation, I think, because we know that if I go through it and my favorite artist is going through it, then it must be real. You know, it must be real. So you're listening to the flagship show, Legacy Internet Radio. It's called Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial. You want to rock with us, we'll roll with y'all. We're talking to our sister Q Starz, our artist and featured guest of the night. And so we've left Virginia. We went to Texas. We're starting to hone our craft and understand who we are as a lyricist and as an artist. And so now that you've kind of gone through the freestyle battles, and I'm guessing you done buried a few. You got a few.
Well,
you got a few.
I wasn't even a freestyler. I'm more of a writer.
Okay.
Because as you can see, I stumble over my words.
That's
so
okay.
I'm
though.
not even.
That's okay.
I'm not going to embarrass my. It's not all good to me.
So are you one of those people?
And I'm not finna be in nobody's battle like.
Are you one of those people who are right?
No.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you this, because I'm not.
I'm not. Think about that right word. I mean.
Let me ask you this, because I'm not an artist. I stayed at a Holiday Inn once, but I'm not an artist, right? And so I know there are some artists who will write some stuff tailor-made for freestyles, and when they find themselves in a cipher, they'll spit some stuff they already wrote a long time ago, and they'll try to disguise it as a freestyle. When the cats that's around,
really
they know that it's
day
not.
And age now, you can do that because they give you time. They give you the beat. They be like, boom, write something to it. We having a cipher. Boom, that's what it's going to be. Everybody in the whole cipher then wrote it. Now, back in the day, it was freestyle.
Oh, because, I mean, I'm of a certain age, and that's why I asked the question.
That's why I said back in the day, I was never in that circle.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
So now, you know, we write something in advance because I can think of bars like most of everything I write is pretty much freestyle.
Right.
But I have to pretty much train my mouth to say it without messing up.
Right.
That's pretty much why I'm like, let me write it first.
Okay.
Let me say what
now,
I want to say, and then, but it flows off the paper like a freestyle.
Well, here's a process question then, right? After you write it, I give you an example. I'll give you me as an example, right? I forget stuff sometimes. I'm pretty good about remembering the things that I need to do and the people I need to connect with and things of that sort. But I do forget some things sometimes. Every once in a while, I'll write it on a sticky, like a sticky pad, sticky note. But then I won't need the sticky note because I remembered that I wrote it on a sticky note. But if I didn't write it on a sticky note, I might forget it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So do you?
And my best lines be coming through my head, and then right when I get to a paper, I forgot it. And be like, damn, what did I say?
Right.
Now that was like a dope line.
Are you a napkin writer?
Let me write it because I want to keep.
Are you a
dope line?
Are you a napkin writer? Are you somebody that's gonna write it on a napkin, brown paper
Right,
bag, whatever you got?
Yeah, I got a notepad on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta write it. I gotta write that. I don't care if it's one bar.
Right.
All right. Because I'm going to throw it in something.
So you're going to put it on your phone so you got it and you come back to it.
Yeah, I got a little notepad in my, because I got on my phone, it's called Notepads.
Period.
So I got different books.
Right.
And one called Freestyles, one called, Visions.
We getting a couple of hits on social media. First hit from our brother Ty Cool, family here at Legacy Internet Radio. He says, I'm spinning and showing some love at the same time. He's saying what love to me and the crew. So peace to you, Ty Cool. Shout out to you. We also getting some love from our sister Angie B. Angie B says, "Well, we get a sample tonight. We need a female artist with real bars, bars in all caps and quotes." So I got a sneaky suspicion that we got a track that we're gonna play tonight during the break. I think we got a track that we're gonna play tonight during the break.
Yeah.
Q Stars, is that accurate information as far as you know?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh, okay, all right. So that's accurate. So yeah, Angie B, we're gonna make sure that you can get a sample. I don't know if we can entice our sister Q Stars to drop something on us. If she wants to, she will. And if not, that's cool as well. But I got a sneaky suspicion that as dope as she is, she might be able to muster up something. Hint, 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 hint. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah. So all right. So let's kind of get closer to. Actually, she's got another comment here. Angie B says, "Is there anyone you would compare yourself with, or what artist inspires you?" And I'm glad you asked that, Angie, because I was going there, but you got me. She beat me to it. So, but you know, Angie is a friend of the show, and she's been in this room. So
compare myself to. Ooh. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That is a very hard one. Because who inspires me is Missy, Kanye, Jay-Z. They've been always like they've been always the biggest inspirations on in Wayne, on my music. I don't know what it was about Jay-Z, but Kanye, when it was just the realness.
Right.
From with Kanye with Through the Wire.
Right.
That just broke through another wall to me. Because he was Ugg. He was Ugg and still rapping.
Right.
Like, won't nothing gonna stop him, period.
Right.
And he came out being him.
Do you remember it? Now, because see, I know the answer to this question for me, and everybody doesn't have an answer to this. So you may not. So don't feel bad if you don't. But do you remember? And it's twofold. The first hip hop song that you heard that got your attention, that like oh shit, like got your attention.
Yeah.
One and two. Do you remember the first hip hop song, record, tape, CD, 8-track, whatever, that you spent your own money on? So there's two questions. One, first one that got your attention, and two, the first thing you spent your own money on. Your money, not nobody else's money, your money.
My money. Now, okay, the first track I really believe got my attention was that, I don't even know if this is the name of the song, but they Come On Ride the Train. Come on, ride the train.
Don't ride it.
I used to, my mama like, that was my jam. And then, you know, what if you feel like this? And somebody was singing that at work the other day. I just sung the rest of the song. Like, that's always been my song.
Yeah.
And let's see. I can't really think of an answer to the other one. Okay, wait. Now ask me that first one question. What was that first question?
Well,
again?
the first one was the first thing that got your attention.
Yeah. Okay, the second one.
And the second one was the first thing you spent your own money on.
I think that was a Mace tape.
Yeah.
And then I recorded over it.
You said
Not
tape.
the
My
Mace,
own
Murder
tape.
Mace.
And I recorded my own music on top of it.
So that would have been 97. Yeah, because Mace came out in 97, right before we lost Biggie. 96, 97. The first hip hop song that got my attention, where I was like, okay, what's that? Also was the first tape thing that I spent my own money on. And that was Human Beatbox by the Fat Boys. Because I was like, how are they making that sound? Like, what is that? What is that? And that's a classic freestyle song. Classic freestyle song. Because there's no music. It's all with your oratory. And I remember buying it because it was their debut record, and it was called Fat Boys. I bought it for $7.99, at Stan's on Bergen Avenue in Jersey City, New Jersey. I had it for about 2 weeks until my little sister took the tape and she just pulled that joint out like this on me.
Oh, should have got bush.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Shoulda got the
And I
mush.
remember going to Moms and Pops, and if y'all listening right now, I still got beef with y'all because I remember coming to y'all and saying, your kid just wrecked my tape. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna give me another tape?
They gave her money to do
I
that.
mean, but seriously though, like I had to buy another tape with my allowance.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, you
so
can
I
eat.
always, yeah, right. So I always like to ask artists because I like telling that story.
35 years.
So I get to set up getting to tell that story by asking that question. And so
Okay, I
so Mace, is there something? And I always liked Fat Boys. I always do. To this day, like when I watch this Orderlies and Crush Groove, I get in my feelings like, yo, those my dudes.
Yeah.
Like, do you have some sort of connection in Mace in that way? Is that your dude?
Yeah, Mace was my dude back then. Diddy was just not so much. Mace, he was my dude. But it was like, so the song that I had recorded over his tape pretty much was inspired by him.
What song was it?
It's called Shining. And it's crazy because I was just telling Vox the other day, right when I had wrote that song, I had printed out like many copies of my lyrics, passed them out at school, and then the song Grinding came out.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was like, they stole your song.
Oh, word.
Because it had like the same type of tune. It was like, what I'm doing is shining, shining. Money is the thing. They stole your song.
Damn.
So that my mom has actually been like pretty much my backbone as far as the business part. Like as far as getting my lyrics copyrighted, because she's been a big supporter ever since I was doing my music. You know, she was on her Christian thing, and she still was like, you can cuss. And she still was banging my CDs in her car, like, loud. And then her speaker.
Big ups to my dude.
You know, big ups.
Yeah.
So that's why I'd be like, anybody that I would deal with business-wise, I'd be like, you're going to meet my mom. Because mom's going to test you out and see if you good, She don't care about no toys, I got limos or none of that. What are you gonna do for my daughter?
None of that matters. So So listen, here's what we're gonna do. Because Angie B and others, they want to know how dope you are. And I know how dope you are because I don't listen to the track. But I'm gonna give the listeners and the crew an opportunity to hear how dope you are. And so we're gonna play this track that you sent me.
Okay.
We're gonna play it all. And then we're going to come back. And when we come back, I want you to tell me about where you are now, the things that you've been doing now, and how you ended up forming the FMCs of Fire. Okay. So I want to get into that. And so we're going to take a listen to the track. Set up the track for me. Set the track up for me. What are we about to hear? Set the track up for me.
Okay, this track is called Oh My Goodness. It's about 4 minutes, 23 seconds long. Like, oh my goodness. Just listen, I was just going in.
Yep. All right, she was going in. All right, here we go. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Be back. Take a listen.